If we went back and looked at sort of the scope of my work from when I first started making things that I was comfortable showing, the work spanned from internal biology, so like real modern abstract organs, bellies, stomachs. And then as we go along, most of my work is inspired by nature and looking at different forms from river rocks to algae blooms, but also looking at the pattern of visceral systems that you find in leaves and sometimes inside yourselves. My family and I spend a lot of time in the outdoors, so I think that those places are important to me. Sometimes it's coming out of a walk down the river and looking at certain forms, and then it, kind of clicks at some point. You're like, oh, I want to sort of reinterpret that in my work. You don't want to be the, you should have been here yesterday guy. Oh, it was so beautiful. You should have seen it yesterday, So try to preserve that in some way, shape, or form for future generations, but also, for my kids as well, so that they understand the importance of that and trying to be good stewards of the environment. So I've made series of pieces that are based on the warming waters in the Pacific Northwest and how it affects local shellfish. Or I've recently been working on a project with a good friend of mine, Joseph Rosano. The idea was to make 1,500 glass salmon. They were then mirrored, so they reflect their environment, and then put them into a space that people could understand the dwindling salmon returns over time. And it was just exhibited at the UN Climate Change Summit in Glasgow, which was a pretty amazing thing. What I want people to come away with after looking at the things that I make is a sense of wonder, a sense of intrigue. Maybe it pulls them in, they start to read about the project, and then, start to think a little bit about our environment.